Hello everybody, it's Listback, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to play heavies, and I'm going to be going over two replays that I have that were really good games. The first one is going to be the lesser of the two, and then the second will be the better game. But yeah, we're on here Pilsen, and I am in the Kranvagn, which is a pretty bad heavy tank, I'd say. It did get buffed a couple weeks ago. So now it has 440 alpha per shot, and I think it had 400 before, and it was just pretty bad. There was nothing really good about it except for the gun depression, because even the turret armor, if you were on flat ground, everybody plays TDs and fires premium now, so they could even pen your turret on flat ground. But if you're using a ridgeline and you're using your 12 degrees of gun depression, you're like an IS-7 put on it if you're on Pentacle, because they will not hit your polos because they're so tiny. But yeah, I put a few shots into that tortoise, and I'm already at 1400 damage. So the buff really has made a difference because you can put out a lot more damage now. I only penned 3 shots and I got 1400. I think the clip potential is like 17 or 18, almost 1800 damage. Yeah. But I'm trying to get some long-range shots, and that is something that this tank is really bad at because of the shell velocity and the pen. It only has 300 heat pen, which is the worst for any heavy tank at tier 10. I believe so. The only one I think that might have 300 is the Andre. I could be wrong though. So I fire mostly heat in this tank because the regular standard rounds are absolute garbage too. They're only 250 2-pen, I think. So they're pretty much worthless. The only thing you can use them for is the shell velocity, but even the shell velocity isn't that good. It's not very good at all. The heat pen is also has bad shell velocity. I think it's below 1000. So you can't really hit anything. I'm surprised I've hit the people sitting in that ridge back there. I've hit the E5 Scopola a few times, which I'm very surprised by. You cannot consistently do that in this tank. But I haven't been damaged yet because I'm just on the bridge line, and like I said, this thing is pretty much unpenetrable once you get it on a ridge line. So I'm just trying to get a few more shots in this E5, but I'm also looking at the map thinking maybe I could go to the other side, because there's not a whole lot of people over there, and I'm not going to get much more damage over here. But I am already at 4K, so I'm not too, I'm pretty happy so far. All I need is like one more clip, and I'd be happy with the game. But there's still a lot of health left. There's 56% left on their team. And I see this full health Chow, so I might go over there. I'm just poking up here to see if there's anybody that I can get shots on, like that E5. Aiming. Aim time is kind of sucky on this. This too. Pretty much everything about the gun on this is just terrible. I do end up hitting that, which I was surprised by. I think I'm gonna keep the. I don't think I'm gonna take a reload here because this guy was right around the corner, so I just hold it. Because before the buff, I probably would have reloaded because I would have wanted to get that 1600 in. But now that it got buffed to 440. I'm not too, I'll keep 3 shots. It's not that bad, because you still are doing, almost 50 damage. Getting a few shots into the E4. I'm trying to ammo rack him, because I saw that I damaged his ammo rack, but the gun kind of derps, and I have some bad aim there. Up to 5300 damage, and I'm just pulling back, because I know that Chow is over there, and I'm afraid if they both push me, no one will help me. My friendly Type 5 is over there, so I'm not super worried, but I don't want to get too aggressive. But I do end up pulling up over here, and I'm going to try and get this guy around the corner, because I'm assuming that he's looking the other way. But even if he's not, I'm full health. I'm not afraid to take a shot, because we are losing. I need to get that damage in. And even at close range like this, the heat shells, can sometimes still, bounce. They're really bad. I still think that this tank needs a pen buff. And you saw I was aiming that last shot really carefully because this tank just loves to bounce on 250mm surfaces for some reason. Already up to 6k damage. So, and there's still a good amount of health. So I was thinking maybe I could do 10k. but I don't think there was enough. There's not. I'd have to get like all the damage left, and I don't think that's gonna be possible. So I'm pulling back over to the other side now that I see we only have one guy over there, and I'm assuming they're just gonna push. I still have plenty of health, so I'm not super worried. I'm telling my Type 5 to help and come over here, but I don't think he's gonna come over. There's a 60 TP right here with a lot of health, and I want to try and get some shots into him because he's nice and juicy. I'm not shooting through that wall there because I know it's destructible, but I'm shooting heat shells, and heat shells will not go through cover like that. That is one downside of them. Another thing I think they could do to this tank is just leave the 300 pen, but give it APCR shells so that I can fire full premium and have the shell velocity. Because heat can be very troll. Like if you're shooting tracks or you're shooting spaced armor, it just won't pen and it can be very annoying. So I feel like that would be a good change because I still think it needs a little bit more of a buff. I'm going to try and go over here because I'm assuming the Artie's in this corner, and usually Artie is full health, so I always try and go for them. Especially after the Artie changes. They have like 1500 health now, so that's a good chunk. But I see him right here, and I go for the shot. His AP shell couldn't one-shot me, I don't think. I set him on fire, and we're up to 8.6k damage. And I'm trying to get shots on this guy, but our teammate just pushed me out of the way because, you know, teammates are your enemies sometimes. But now I'm on an 18-second reload, so I'm thinking, yeah, I don't think I can get 10k. It would have been possible if I reloaded faster, or this, what is he, Italian medium, didn't come and rush this guy, but it is what it is. I'm happy with 9k. So yeah, that shows off how to use a ridgeline, I guess, on this map. I do enjoy the Kranvagn. It's not the best tank, but it is one that I've 3-marked, and I really do love it. But yeah, we got one more replay, and this one is a big damage game. This was very unexpected too. I was just pulling this tank out because I'm trying to 3-mark all my tier 10s, and this one was only like 1-marked, I think. So I need to put some games into it. I got it for free a couple weeks ago, so I didn't put hardly any games into it. But again, I'm firing mostly heat because this has 340 pen, and the AP shells are really, really slow, so there's not really a reason to fire them. But I'm going to be taking a different spot. I usually go to like F5-ish, but because this thing only has 7 degrees of gun depression, I'm going to go to a hull down spot over here. And I saw they had a lot of, not a lot, but they had some tier 8s, so I was going to be a little bit more aggressive than usual because it's tier 8s, and I have good turret armor, good gun. The gun on this thing is really amazing, other than the AP shell just being kind of bad. The firing heat in this thing is just amazing. The 560 alpha, I really love it. But I'm just going to push up here. I want to get aggressive, and I want to get in their faces. I was going to go down below. I was thinking about it for a second, but the terrain resistances, the way they work down there, it would take me forever to get across, because for some reason they have them so bad that you like can barely drive down there. I was going to sneak up and come around like that A7 area, but I just thought I'd push down here because I didn't see anybody. I don't have any marks on this tank at the minute, actually. So I was trying to get some games in it to mark it. But I'm pushed up right here, which I usually can never go to. I'm kind of like right behind them, which is very odd. And I find a Tiger Mouse. I get a nice high roll into him right there. And that's what I love about this gun. The 560 Alpha, when it high rolls, you can get like 600 damage. It feels so nice. Aim that shot up well because IS-4 is really troll armor. I had to make sure I hit him directly in the back because if I hit the sides, he just wouldn't pen. Because space armor and heat and all of that. I'm not afraid of this Tiger Mouse because he's just sitting there, so I don't assume he's a good player. So I'm kind of just hauled down here. And then I spot a 50 TP. So I'm like, which one should I go for? Something hits me in the back with HE. So I was assuming that it was like the Sturve or something, because I saw they had that on their team. Because he barely splashed me for anything. But whenever there's players firing HE at me, I'm pretty much never worried about them, because usually bad players only fire HE. So I can pretty much leave him. He's not going to do anything to me. I'm going to try and pull around here at that A7 area and get rear shots onto the Tiger Mouse and the 50 TP. The only thing I was a little worried about is if I had the gun depression, because this thing doesn't have any gun depression. And there's a Tyran on their team. Those things could be anywhere, and I don't really want to get hit for, 1,000 damage, because that's never fun. I pull around here looking for him. I don't see him, but then he's right there. They're focused on my teammate next to me, so I can just poke around here and get shots into him. Nice. And something's targeting me from the back, so I was wondering what it is. And there's a little SCRV on my right there, which that's who was firing the HE at me earlier, I'm assuming. He surprisingly isn't firing HE now, so he puts a shot into me, but it's no big deal. I'm already at 4k damage, and I've just been allowed to come up behind their whole enemy lines. Like, I've never had something happen like this before. It's really weird. Like, I'm just at their base already, and we're only 4 minutes into the game. But I don't have to worry about bouncing on the SCRV, because I'm firing heat that will always overmatch the tank there, because the way heat works, you can fire it into the lower plate of an SCRV, sometimes the upper plate, and it will like always pen. And sometimes you'll set them on fire. So I don't know what caliber this is. I don't really know my tank calibers, but I know it's a somewhat bigger caliber because it's 560 alpha, so I wasn't worried about that. Aim this shot up on the Lynx because I want him gone. And now I'm in a weird spot because there's not a whole lot of, there's nowhere I can really push to with cover. So I'm assuming they have a lot of TVs left and something's gonna hit me. But I'm kind of just like being careful here. I don't want to just lose all my health, because I was thinking I see a full health E100 and Tyran is going to be full health. I'm thinking 10k here. So that's what I always want to go for. Whenever I get to this kind of damage, 6k at this amount, I want to play it careful, because I don't want to just throw it away. Because, 10k is special. I love getting 10k, and I don't want to throw it away. I'm pretty positive that was the Tyran looking at me. I'm not sure why he didn't shoot. Maybe he didn't have a good shot or something. But I need to get up here. I see this Tiger Mouse is with me, so I'm hoping that he will take the shot for me. I'm letting him push up first. And once he takes the shot, he's at 1200 right there. And then there's the Tyran. So I'm free to push up now, because I was not worried about getting hit, because they just fired. The FV is full health up here, I believe. And there's an SFAC somewhere. So I'm keeping my eye out for him, because I don't want to get double tapped for 700. There's the Leo. Aim up a shot for him. And he's just going to rush me, I'm pretty sure. So I want to make sure I'm in the best position to bounce his shots and stuff. I'm going to try and ram him, because he doesn't weigh a lot. And I want to get him to a one-shot, He's almost a one-shot now. And he gets down to 23 health. It would have been nice if I could have just one-shotted him, but I end up ramming him here, so that ended up working out. The SFAC comes up behind me and double taps me, leaving me on 15 health. I was really lucky he didn't one-shot me, because that would have been game over. And we're at 7,800 damage. It's unlikely that we'll get 10k, because I'm at so low health, and one little splash of HE or anything will just kill me. I was assuming the SFAC would be running around to try and get side shots, and he was. He makes a mistake by stopping there. He should have kept going around and gotten to cover. But I need this guy dead. I had an HE shell loaded for him, but I might as well put it into this 4005, because I'm trying to get 10k. Puts me at 9k. I'm reversing here so that neither of them have a shot. That SFAC, I don't think he'll pen me, because if I'm side scraping, he doesn't have a super great pen, and I load up the shot and take him out. 9,300 damage here right now, and I'm like, okay, if I can get one more HE shell, that will be 10k. He luckily misses. I put it into the Panzerjäger, and 9.9k damage, and I'm like, okay, all I need to do is finish one of these two, and I get the 10k. So I'm trying to push up, and I still know there's a full health E100. So I'm like, well, could I do 13k, maybe? Beat my damage record? Almost full health. But there's an IS-4 as well. So I'm going to try and get rid of the 4005, because he's the biggest threat. He can HE me. And there's the 10k mark. So I was very happy about that with 6 kills. And the E100 here, I need to get a shot into. And he somehow gets a very slim shot at me. I should have waited. I shouldn't have been that aggressive. I could have did better if I wouldn't have did that. But we do end up winning the game, which is nice. Because, you know, I did 10k damage. I expect that we would have won. So, yeah, definitely a weird game how I got to push up like that and stuff. But a fun game, definitely. But, yeah, I love this tank. And this is how you, some ways you can play your heavies. Thanks for watching, guys. And I hope you enjoyed.